Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is the growth stocks list recap video for the week and ending April 17, 2025 on Thursday, and Friday, April 18 is actually a holiday for the market. So as I mentioned, in my main market recap video, the FFTUI Innovator IBD 50 ETF actually outperformed the general market this week. We have the second week positive week in a row, whereas most of the index were down this week. So maybe a sign, maybe not a sign, we'll see, but at least there's a small divergence here. You can see the relative strength also improve, and so we'll be covering some of the stocks in the growth area that are kind of showing some strength, especially the line we'll be focusing on is a relative strength line. They're really outperforming the general market in most cases. So as far as IBD signal goes, we are still in correction, 0 to 20% allocation. In terms of accumulation distribution this week, we did see some improvement. You can see 3 out of 4 days, including Thursday, at least on my list, there's more stocks being accumulated than distributed except for Wednesday. So again, that shows some progression here. On the industry group, we're still seeing more distribution in terms of groups itself. As far as the sectors go, we're not seeing strong numbers. Again, this is net accumulation minus distribution. So overall, we see commodities and financial improving. So that's very interesting. And then we see technology, retail, industrial, and health just kind of still in the negative zone. In terms of uptrend, we're seeing some small improvement, like 60. So altogether, I think we have 367 stocks right now. 60 of them are in uptrend. So it is slowly improving, but not at a fast pace. But it's a lot better than the numbers you see here, like 2 and 4 and 33 the week before. At least this week we are 50 to 60 mark. And of course, there's still lots of stocks in downtrend, which is below their short-term moving averages. We're seeing new highs, also not that many. You can see only 4 stocks on Friday hitting new highs. So again, very low number. Relative strength it's improving. You can see now hitting the 90s and 70s, meaning like 90 or 70 stocks are having a new relative strength high. So that's interesting. So overall, we're just seeing 17% of stocks in uptrend mode right now. So very low still, very low numbers. I have changed the date to start April 7, and April 7 is about more than a week ago now. So we have enough data to look at. Basically, that was like the day where the market dropped significantly, and so from that day on, we're gonna see who has performed the best since that big down day. So looking at the rank number 1 right now, we have SEZL that has come up over 46% since April 7. This is hitting new high right now. So here's SEZL. This is a very strong chart right now. You can see it has not come back to the 10 days since this point. That was the last time it hit the 10 day, and then now the 10-day slope is pretty strong, and it just has been riding. It crossed this 50 day moving average line, the red line. It crossed it without hesitation. Very powerful move. This one has, was a strong leader before, and it has made significant gains here. So right now it's starting to obviously went through one big correction. I think this correction was pretty severe, from close to $80 to like as low as like $24. So it's a huge correction, and right now it's bouncing back the strongest right now as well. Ranked number 2, a gold stock with 29% performance since April 7, and here we have the really strong bounce here, and we have a gap up on Wednesday. However, Thursday gave back a lot of its gains, but again, this is getting pretty far from the 10-day, so it's normal for it to pull back, and then it could possibly bounce again if gold price continue higher. STRL ranked number 3 with 28% performance in the building heavy construction. Sterling infrastructure. Again, here we have a very strong bounce here, right here. This is the 10-day slope, and right now it is trying to pull back to this slope here. So far on Friday it was able to go sideways instead of coming down to the line. So that might be a positive. It could bounce off here. So we'll watch for that. Ivana ranked number 4 with 25% performance so far, and this one has come back up very quickly, and then it kind of pulled back. Then it went back up again. Again, you see, notice it trying to come back to the red line, which is 50-day moving average. Then it pulls back again. Looking at the lows here, it is going up higher lows, and then right now it's just sitting on the 50-day line. So if it crosses this, that will be a nice breakout zone from this trend line here as well. BABA BBAR ranked number 5. This one is have 22% performance since April 7. This is the foreign bank in Argentina, and this is a nice shape base here, a cup base, and it broke above the trend line right here. Very nice, and then it holds really tight. And right now the 10-day is sloping this way, and again it hasn't touched the 10-day, so this is good technical trade here. AEM, AGI, TFPM, WPM, Argo, GFI, FMV. So all these are gold related stocks. Feel free to look at your own time. They all hit new highs this week, most of them. So yeah, very similar to AU. So if you're into gold, those are all the gold stocks that are performing really well. So next on the ranking is McKnight, MGNI. It rallied after Google ruling justified online advertising company McKnight jumps after a federal judge rules that Alphabet's Google create illegal monopoly around allowing to control parts of the online advertising industry. So looking at that, it jumped 12%, and it jumped pretty good for the week as well, 14%. So um, obviously this is $11 stock. It can move very strong. It has corrected very big, and this would be a trend line that has been broken and now is at 21 days. So obviously we want to see how whether it can hold this level or not, and then it goes higher. We have Palantir ranked number 9 with 20% performance. Here you can see it's bouncing back very nicely. It's holding up pretty tight around the 10-day. It found support there on Wednesday. The RS rating is starting to come back up to previous highs, so looking really good. So on Monday, April 14, it actually gap up here on the news that NATO is going to buy their AI software. ASND ranked 11 and CRS ranked 12, both of them making new highs. So ASND is in the biotech and CRS in the electrical contract manufacturing. Looking at the ASND chart, this is pretty much a V-shaped rebound so far, and it closes high right there yesterday, very strong. This is a long-term base consolidation here, and uh, looks like it's going to head for this breakout here. Here's a look at CLS. Again, very big correction. This is the trend line right here. It crosses it, then it came back down slightly here, back to the short-term moving average and this long-term black line, 200-day moving average. On Friday, it was able to close pretty much at a high that is like, go back like almost 2 weeks. So that's a really good sign. Next here on the list, that's an uptrend. We have LOAR in the aerospace defense. Looking at the chart, this is a really nice cut base. It come up really strong here. Right now it's pulling back, and here's the 10-day moving average right there. So it's getting close to it. So we'll see if there's a bounce here soon. We have telecom service, Millicom, symbol TIGO, a Luxembourg-based provider of cable mobile high speed for Latin America and Africa. So here's the pretty, like, not a big correction, but it is a pretty big pullback here. And then we have a V-shaped bounce, and the slope is very strong. Right now it's obviously a little bit extended, and it break out from these highs right here. So looking very strong. Relative strength, look at this relative strength line. It just keeps shooting up. Next we have Viking, rank 23, leisure services, and rank 24, LSPD, making new high in the software enterprise. Looking at the Viking chart, it has bounced back and kind of went sideways so far. We're still below this trend line here. Hopefully we'll cross it pretty soon. LSPD is the next one. It also came up and then went sideways. So this is healthy behavior. Again, we have this long-term trend line here that we're trying to break above. Next, we have rank 25 LIF in the computer software desktop area. Live 360. Here we have a bounce above the trend line right there. So looks pretty good. This one is also a very sharp angle right now on the slope. And here's the 10-day found support right there. Looks pretty good. We have rank 26 and 27, Lilly and ADMA, both in the medical health area. With Lilly, it did well with the obesity pill. It reported a successful final phase study for its diabetes weight loss pill orforglipron. Over 40 weeks, patients taking it experienced a 1.3% to 1.6% reduction in A1C. Nearly two-thirds experienced a big enough AIC reduction to no longer be considered diabetic. Importantly, patients lost up to 79.9% of their body weight on average. That equates to average 16 pounds. Rate of vomiting and diarrhea also declined in this phase 3 study. No patient had serious liver side effects, and then this was a field that Pfizer scrapped their drugs related to liver issues. Looking at Lilly chart, it has been pulling back, correcting quite a bit. First we had this base, it came up but it fell on the near the breakout level right there. Then we start to come back down, and now we have this huge bounce so far. And right here, it's a very significant volume here, 180% above average, and it's up 14%. We also have breakout for ADMA this week. Here's the trend line. Here's a nice cup with handle pattern, and then it broke out right here, and it moved up for the next day as well. Then it pulls back slightly, and right now the 10-day slope looks like this. So it's holding tight above the 10-day. We have rank 28 and 29, Stone and PLMR, both in the financial area. Stone is in the credit card payment processing, and PLMR in the insurance. Looking at Stone, here's its nice chart right here, very tight pattern. It pulls back near the short-term moving average in this area, and then finally it was able to take off, and now it's riding the 10-day. And here's the first pullback right here, and then it make new highs on Thursday. Very nice chart. Looking at Palomar, we have this pullback right here, and then since then it's been bouncing very strong. Right here is the 10-day moving average, and it's so far it has went sideways on Thursday during this pullback and looking good. So hopefully we'll see a bounce here. 30 AMX in the telecom service, and then we have 32 CEG in the energy alternative. For AMX, it is a Mexican provider of wireless voice and data services. It has climbed up very significantly, as you can see here, and it has crossed all the trend lines here as well, and all the long-term moving average as well. Energy, this one was a previous winner. There was two runs right there, and then we have corrected very significantly. Now we bounce back, and then we make a sideways move. So far it's holding up the short-term moving average. Here's the upper channel line. So if we can break above that, that would be really good. Still in the downtrend line, but it's looking better because you can see it comes up and then it kind of went sideways. So again, if we get a breakthrough here, we might be coming back for uptrend. 4 and 35 grinder in the internet content area, and TGS in the oil gas transport pipeline. Looking at grinder, this is a very good chart action. We came up, formed a base, tried to break out, but we fell because due to market pullback, and then it has bounced since, and then we got another pullback here, and now we are making new highs right here. So it breaks out on Thursday, so looking pretty good. So here's TGS, recent pullback here in the transport pipeline area in Argentina. So Argentina stocks are pretty hot right now. And here's the bounce here. It pulled back after this bounce, so the 10-day is starting to come up. We'll see. Looks like it's trying to go sideways and not touch it. So it looks good so far. We might see a bounce here. 40 NU in the foreign bank, and TPL ranked 42 in the oil and gas volume chart. NU is a Brazil-based company, and we can see it broke this trend line right here, and so far it's holding up the 10-day moving average, trying to move up now towards the 50-day line. Texas Pacific Land in the oil gas royalty trust area. You can still see the downtrend line here. It hit a new low recently. It bounced back pretty strong. It's above 1021 day, but we're seeing this 50-day resistance level. Again, we're seeing all this resistance level, so it's probably best to wait for this breakout zone. Netflix, which report earnings after hours. Early indicators show it's up 3%, so we'll see if that continues. There's the early downtrend line, and then there's the middle breakout zone right here. So if we do continue after the earnings going up, we could break this break point here, buy point. Uptrends, we have 46 and 47 ranking, TOS and RSI in the credit card payment and leisure gaming equipment. Looking at TOS here, we came back up recently, very strong, but we have pulled back towards the 10-day and hoping to find support here. And we still have the 50-day also coming down here as well, so that could be also a trend line there. RSI, Rush Street Interactive, also showing tightness right now. It came up and now it's just going sideways, so 50-day is also coming down, so this also could be a trend line here. Next we have rank 51 fixed and 53 FICO. Fixed in the building AC heating product and FICO in the computer software financial. Here's fixed. It has come back up and it looks like it's been finding resistance at this downtrend line right here on the 50-day moving average. So right now it is finding support at the 10-day and 21-day here, but the 50-day is where we need to break through. Here's Fair Isaac FICO, looking pretty good. Again, here's a trend line on the highs here. Looks like it's having problem trying to break through that as well. It has come up and trading very tightly, so this is a good sign here. We have LB rank 49 in oil and gas US exploration production, and we have AROC rank 52, also making new high here on oil and gas machinery equipment. The first one is Lambridge here. Lambridge almost looked like a double shape base pattern. Again, it fell on this first base pattern here, then it pulls back. Now it forms a W shaped pattern. Right now you can see the downtrend line looks like this. It's trying to break through here, so hopefully it can. Here's a AROC oil and gas machinery equipment group. Here's the downtrend line right there. It's finding resistance coming back to 21-day. Again, despite a good week for the oil price, it seems to not have really taken off yet. So maybe there may be limitation here. Rank 61, leisure services. Here we have this double bottom base, traditional trend line, downtrend line here. Then we have the traditional buy point right there. So it's trying to hold on at the 10-day right now. So we'll see if it can break through. Just a very similar business model to Netflix based on subscription services. And here's the also very similar pattern. Here's a double bottom base. There's the downtrend line, and then we have the traditional buy point in the middle right there. So right now it's holding really tight. It's come back up, just sitting at the 10-day very tightly. So perhaps some news could bring it over to those breakout. 7 ranking at computer software enterprise. It is building a very tight trading right now. It's still under that trend line 21-day moving average. So we'll see if it can break through that. Raw RL ranked 76, making new high, and 81 DTM also making new high in oil and gas. So RAW is in the building maintenance service area. We had this base broke out right there, very choppy though, as you see here, and then it make new high, and then it pulls back in, and then it has this nice run here, and then it pulled back really sharply, probably following the market, and then now we have climbed back to almost near the new high, and then we have this recent pullback here, but again it didn't hit the 10-day moving average, and then we bounce again on Thursday. Now the oil and gas transport pipeline DTM, DT midstream. It's looking okay. It's trying to break out right here. Yeah, it hasn't come back to the 10-day yet, so it looks good. Rank 82 in software special enterprise and APEI at the consumer service education. Looking at Tyler, we have this nice downtrend line. It blew past it and then it pulled back right here. And so far it's finding support 10 days, so we can see if it can continue that fall through there. For American public education, there's this base here, a little bit choppy action though. So lots of volatility even on Thursday here. You can see it went down and then bounced back up. So I would say that is a nice breakout zone right there. We had Charles Schwab 91 hitting new high, but it did reverse on Thursday after the earnings. So here's the new high intraday, came back down all the way to the low. I got shaken out from my stop here. You can see, yeah, so not a good close at all. Above the 1021 day here, so we'll see if it can bounce back, and maybe the second time will be a charm. Next, we have rank number 9, the SFM in an uptrend. in the super mini market, and Chef rank 92 in the food preparation. Looking at Sprouts Farmers Market, this is a really nice cup, and then we have a little handle here, very tight handle, and then here is where the breakout right there on that day. So far it hasn't take off too far yet. It pulled back slightly, but so far it hasn't pulled back to the 10 days, so that's a good thing. And right now it's just holding tight near there. Next we have Chef's Warehouse. So you can see it kind of broke above the downtrend line here, but then it pulled back pretty severe here to back to the 10 day, and then on Thursday it bounced back again. So now it's above the trend line again. So we'll see if we continue this momentum. Looking at the rest of the list here, there's more downtrends now going forward. You can see there's some that's bouncing back still. NFG in the utility gas distribution, TTWO in the computer software, gaming, and we have both insurance diversified, GVA building heavy construction, ATGE also making new high, consumer service education. We have PNTG uptrend in the medical long-term care, GS in the computer software enterprise, FSV in the real estate development, and then the rest are pretty much past 150 ranking. Feel free to look at your own time. And yeah, there's lots of downtrend stocks still. As you can see, as we scroll down here, there's some that are trying to come back, with a new recent high, but they're still under their short-term moving averages. So we'll see if this list could obviously expand. A lot of stocks have improved. We've seen some improvement compared to the general market. So until next time, have yourself a nice weekend, and please like and subscribe. And if you have time in the morning, join me on the live stream. Thank you very much.